Alright everybody, today we're coming at you with Night of Champions 2023 preview and predictions. The pay-per-view takes place, or premium live event, takes place this upcoming Saturday, May 27th from the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So let's kick it off with the Raw Women's Championship match. Alright, so Bianca Belair defending her Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. I don't see a reason why this feud is continuing. I don't see a reason why Bianca Belair is still the Raw Women's Champion. I know Bianca Belair has turned heel. At least I'm pretty sure she's heel at this point. I don't keep up with Raw and SmackDown every single week, even though I should. But I think that Asuka should win the Raw Women's Championship. I thought by this point Bianca Belair would have lost the title. Thought she was going to lose it at WrestleMania. Thought she would have lost it before that, and she hasn't. But I am going to go with Asuka to become the new Raw Women's Champion. I just don't see a reason for Bianca Belair to hold on to the title any longer than she already has. I know she's a great champion. I know she's a great in-ring worker. She has great athleticism. But I just don't see a reason for her to continue holding the title, and I think they should give the belt over to Asuka. So give me Asuka to win and become the new Raw Women's Champion. And now for the SmackDown Women's Championship match between the champion and member of the Judgment Day in Rhea Ripley, defending the title against Natalya. I don't think anybody's going to take the belt off the Judgment Day at this point. I think if anything, they're going to add more gold to their stable the longer that this stable continues to go. I think that the Judgment Day is one of the best things going in WWE right now. I think it's one of the best factions alongside the Bloodline. And I think that Rhea Ripley is definitely going to retain the title here. I know there are some people who are going to say, well, maybe it should add shock value and Natalya is going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't see that happening at all, so I think Rhea Ripley wins. I think they'll have a good match because Natalya always has been a really good in-ring worker and a solid performer, but I think Rhea Ripley defends the SmackDown Women's Championship here, and the SmackDown Women's title stays with the Judgment Day. Alright, up next is going to be the battle between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. Look, I don't really want to spend any time on this match. I think that this is pointless. I think the whole thing with Lita and Trish and the Women's Tag Team Championships and the whole angle with Becky Lynch and everything like that, like, it was cool at first, but I think it's just been dragging on, and I don't really see this going anywhere. And yeah, it's cool to see Trish Stratus come back and compete. It's cool to see Lita come back and compete against the stars of today, but I just don't really see a reason for this to keep continuing. So I'm going to pick Becky Lynch to win this match and defeat Trish Stratus, but honestly, I'm not really going to care about this match, and I don't think a whole lot of people care about it anyway. But I am going to go with the new star and the star of the WWE nowadays to defeat the legend in Trish Stratus. So give me Becky Lynch to go over and defeat Stratus faction. Alright, and now we're going to get into the good matches, the good technical matches, and just the overall solid matches on the card. Up first is going to be the battle for the Intercontinental Championship as the champion and leader of Imperium in Gunther, or Guntar, however you want to say it, defends the title against Chicago's own Mustafa Ali. I think that this is going to be a great match. I don't think there's any way that this match isn't going to tear the house down for Night of Champions. I think that these guys are going to go back and forth. I think that these guys are going to do everything they can to put on the match of the night, and I think that this could 100% be the match of the night aside from the World Heavyweight Championship match. But in the end of it, I think Gunther is definitely going to retain the title, or Guntar is going to retain the title here and defeat Mustafa Ali. I just don't see a reason to take the title off Gunther. I think they are going to move him into a feud with Cody Rhodes closer to WrestleMania. I think he potentially could get a shot at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship in the coming months after the champion's crowned at this event, but I don't see a reason for Gunther to lose the title here. So give me Gunther to retain the IC Championship and remain and still the Intercontinental Champion in one of the best matches of the night. Alright, up next we have a rematch from WrestleMania Backlash between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. I don't see a reason why this match is having a rematch. Like, there's no real reason why either of these competitors are going against each other. Like, there's no solid set in stone reason. I guess you could say Lesnar's going after Cody because he wants another crack at Roman Reigns. He wants another crack at the Tribal Chief after Paul Heyman turned on him and aligned with Roman Reigns. But we don't need to see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and I don't think Brock Lesnar would even want to wrestle Roman Reigns again. So I don't really see a reason why this match is going on. I know they're going to put on a good match. I feel like these two are going to have a good match regardless of who wins. But at the end of the day, I could see Brock Lesnar squashing Cody Rhodes. Maybe they're going to have like a slow burn and build him up to face Roman Reigns next year, but they're going to put the brakes on it a little bit right now. But at the same time, I don't necessarily think Cody Rhodes should lose if they are building him up to go after Roman Reigns again at next year's WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, I think this match is actually pretty hard to pick a winner because I could see either man winning. Cody Rhodes got the last win after getting that little cheeky roll-up at Backlash or WrestleMania Backlash and defeating Brock Lesnar. I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar, though, to beat Cody Rhodes. Let's say it's going to be close to the John Cena and Brock Lesnar championship match from SummerSlam 2014. I'm going to say he squashes Cody here. I just don't really see a reason for this to continue. If they want to move Cody Rhodes closer to the title, then he should get over clean on Lesnar here. But considering that he did it on the last pay-per-view and he went over clean on Lesnar, they probably don't want to have Cody get 2 back-to-back victories. I'd like to see Cody Rhodes win, but I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar to defeat Cody Rhodes in a pretty dominant fashion. Alright, and then we get into the match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships between the champions who defeated the Usos at WrestleMania and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, defending against not the Usos, but the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion in the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. I think this is actually pretty interesting. I like this dynamic. I'm glad it's not the Usos again, and I think that Solo going in against Roman, or going in with Roman, I should say, to go after the title is again just chipping away at the foundations of the Bloodline. I know a lot of people who are watching this video probably watched my Jey Uso Roman Reigns Bloodline video series, and that will continue. Don't think I forgot about that. I'm expecting to do at least 1 or 2 more videos because I still believe that the story is about Jey Uso, but at the same time, I think it could be shifting a little bit to Solo Sikoa. I think that there is a dynamic that Roman Reigns has Solo Sikoa by his side and used him at Clash of the Castle to kind of, like, I think that he really fears what Solo Sikoa is capable of, and that's why he has him as the enforcer of the Bloodline, because he wants to be with him and not against him. And I think that at the back of Roman Reigns' mind, he feels like Solo Sikoa could beat him, he could best him, but he's never going to admit it, which is why he aligned himself with Solo. I think it's similar to the Batista Triple H Evolution dynamic, where Triple H aligned with Batista, brought him up in the faction, but he never wanted him to actually get a crack at his World Heavyweight Championship, being the mega heel that Triple H was in 04 and 05. I think that's a similar dynamic here with Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns wanting to keep him by his side so that he doesn't get the chance to face Roman for the titles. And I actually really like the idea of potentially giving Solo Sikoa a crack at the Universal Championship down the line and having him turn on the Bloodline or turn on Roman Reigns and force the Bloodline to fully break off instead of it being Jey Uso. But I also feel like with Roman and Solo being the ones to take on Sami and Kevin, that the Jey Uso story is just unfolding before our eyes, even though we don't really notice it. And when we finally do get to see it, it's going to be glorious. You know, cue in Bobby Roode here. But at the end of the day, I think that I think that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will retain the titles. I think there's going to be some form of dissension between Roman and Solo. I think that Roman is going to try to really bully Solo in this match and make him feel like Roman is the chief, but Solo's going to stand his ground and be that stoic enforcer, and he's not really going to listen to Roman Reigns throughout the match, and I think it's going to force more dissension between Roman and Solo. I think we probably see an interference from the Usos, and maybe the Usos are actually the ones that cost Roman and Solo the titles, and that's actually what I'm going to go with. I'm going to say that Roman Reigns and Solo lose because the Usos interfere, distract Roman and Solo, and end up causing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to get the victory on either Solo or Roman. I think Roman would probably be the one that got pinned, but it might be safer to go with Solo, and at the end of the day, the Usos cost them the chance at the title, just forming more cracks in the foundation of the Bloodline family, and yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So give me Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to win after the Usos screw over Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, but do so kind of unintentionally. Alright, and now we're at the main event of the evening for the World Heavyweight Championship to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion after the tournament between Seth freaking Rollins, the Drip God, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. You know what to expect from this match. You know that AJ Styles and Seth Rollins are going to tear the house down. You know it's going to be a callback to their Money in the Bank 2019 match for the WWE Championship. And this is actually a pretty hard match to predict because at the end of the day, I think everybody's expecting Seth Rollins to come out on top here, do a crazy reversal into a curb stomp and get the win. And I think more than likely Seth Rollins would walk out as the new World Heavyweight Champion. But at the end of the day, I also think that there is a chance that we get a shock victory and Seth Rollins loses and they go with AJ Styles to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I'd actually really like to see an upset victory where AJ Styles wins and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion by defeating Seth Rollins, because at this point, I think it's so out of left field, but you also have to remember that this title is a Raw exclusive title. AJ Styles is now on the SmackDown brand, and with the Bloodline being on SmackDown, I don't expect them to give AJ the title, but I think this is going to be a back and forth match. I think this is going to be the match of the night. I think there's going to be many near falls, many reversals, a curb stomp reversed into a Styles clash, a Phoenix Splash, moved out of the way, reversed into a Styles clash, a phenomenal forearm countered into a super kick. I think we're going to see each man in Styles and Rollins pull out the bag of tricks here. But based on the fact that AJ is now a SmackDown superstar after the draft, I think we're going to see Seth freaking Rollins become the new World Heavyweight Champion. That was my original pick when I broke down how the tournament should play out and who should win. I said that this should be the match in the finals, and that's exactly what we're getting. But I do think that Seth Rollins will walk out as the new World Heavyweight Champion in Saudi Arabia. So give me Seth Rollins to defeat AJ Styles and become the new World Heavyweight Champion on the Raw brand. All right, that's it for my Night of Champions 2023 predictions. Night of Champions takes place this Saturday, May 27th at 1 p.m. from Saudi Arabia. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'm out.